Let's roll. Welcome back to Two Marks and a Spark. Oh boy, we got a lot of wrestling to talk about. Most of it's not very good. We're mostly going to glaze over Dynamite this week because, frankly, it was business as usual for AEW.
Yeah,
Uh,
and it was good.
it was a good show, but there's just not a whole lot of news coming out of it. WWE was awful, and there's a lot of news. So let's talk about it. Russ, I want to talk about this.
Stranger Things, Raw. They piped this thing for a damn month at least. Oh,
At
this is going
least.
to be something different. They're going to turn the WWE upside down, brother. What
They
the, what the hell was it?
they did something. I wasn't a fan of it. I mean,
Well,
this was
even speaking like the cross promotional thing, Stranger Things is a highly rated show. They hyped this. They didn't have one single cast member. You know, they always have celebrities there acting like goofballs in the crowd. They didn't have anybody there from the show. You had the two announcers getting out of a van looking like a couple of dorks. I mean, it was, what the fuck was up with that?
this show was god fucking awful. This show was 3 hours this week, and
Yeah,
it was god fucking awful.
it was unbelievable how bad this was.
Where do you want to start?
Oh, I don't care. Just start anywhere, and it's going to stink. This is bad from beginning to end.
This wasn't a good show. First of
No,
all, there
and they had some good wrestlers, and the matches. Not all the matches were horrible. The first and last matches weren't horrible. The couple in between were real stinkers.
also there was not a lot of talking on this show either. That was
And do
another
I
thing.
remember correctly, we had 4 matches in 3 hours. 4 matches.
And there was almost no promos either.
And it was just recapping horseshit after horseshit after horseshit.
Did you notice that there was almost no in-ring talking?
Yeah.
And it was ads and recaps and bullshit.
Yes.
Anyway, let's talk about Monday Night Raw. We got the intro you were talking about with Michael Graves. Wow, Michael Cole and Corey Graves looking like a couple of goofballs.
Right.
These
Right.
jabronis.
Michael Graves and Corey Cole.
Yeah. We get the wrestlers arriving gimmick that they do every week that I swear it gets 5 minutes longer every episode of this television program.
And I tell you what, I feel like I'm back in the 90s watching week after week after week after week after week of the wrestlers arriving in the limo, arriving in the limo, arriving in the limo. I mean, it's boring.
We then
They
had
could
an
walk,
opening women's tag team match that frankly probably should have been another 10 minutes.
it
Probably
would
would have
have,
helped the show. It was the Kabuki Warriors against Rhea Ripley and Io Sky for the women's tag titles. This match was really good. It should have been another 10 minutes. If anything, just to carry this show over the line because it barely gets there.
yeah,
This match is really good. Rhea and Io get the win. I wasn't surprised they won the tag titles. I was surprised by what happens later on, but I'm not surprised that these two win the tag titles here.
yes,
Which makes it make even less sense why Rhea was on SmackDown last week.
right.
But who am I to judge? We then got our first of 17 million hype packages for CM Punk and Braun Breaker.
Yes, we sure did. We sure did.
They would spend the next 3 hours telling us why that match was going to be the greatest thing ever. Spoiler alert, it was not.
Right. Braun Breaker, Ron Breaker is really, really good. His promos are awesome. They're really, really good. His ring work is really, really good. Uh,
Braun Breaker
this
was not the problem on this show.
this this was a must-win situation, not just for Braun Breaker, but for what's left of the Vision. It was a must-win.
Anyway,
That's the
we
way I
had
look at it.
we had the only noteworthy promo segment on the show, which was Gunther coming out and calling John Cena a bitch.
Gunther always does a good promo. He basks in the people's hatred.
He then gets bitch slapped by AJ Styles
Mhm.
and doesn't do anything about it, which was stupid.
Well, depends on what they do now. It depends on what he does
Oh, do
next.
you want to know what's going to happen now? Guess where AJ Styles is going to be this week? Because he's not going to be on Raw.
Is he going to be on
He's going to be on TNA.
Yeah. Well, Gunther should follow him down there then and give those folks a thrill.
Can you fucking imagine if Gunther showed up on TNA? Holy.
That would shake things up, wouldn't it?
Brother,
That's interesting. Yeah.
if Gunther shows up on TNA, I'll fucking shit a brick.
Well,
Listen,
they're going to have to. They've got an AMC debut coming up. Is it next month?
it's this week,
Okay, what day?
Thursday.
All right, I got to make sure I got to set my VCR, brother. Make sure I get the tape in there. This one's going to be one to trade, brother.
It might not. It might be one to trade for all the wrong reasons. Anyway,
Well, you never know. I hope that they're successful. Uh, anyway, I'm not trying to get us off the track for Raw there,
then we had Maxine Dupree versus Becky Lynch again. I've
right?
seen this match 100 times. I think this was somehow the worst version of it. Becky wins the same way these matches always end, which is a roll up.
Right. One thing I noticed is that the crowd was pretty dead. The crowd was, and it wasn't late enough for them to have crowd fatigue. But they were just they were just tired of it. They were just not buying it.
This crowd did not give a single fuck. Anyway, Becky wins the women's IC title back. Probably going to feud with AJ Lee again. Who gives a shit?
Well, unfortunately, it just doesn't sound exciting at this point.
No. We then had a Usos promo for whatever the hell it was worth. The next segment was worth a damn. This really wasn't.
Hmm.
Sounds like we're gonna get them versus AJ Styles and Dragon Lee. Who cares?
And Dragon Lee is a very, very skilled guy but still just
Booked horribly,
to me, he doesn't. Yeah, he doesn't stand out from the pack. If
and that's down to booking.
I think they could use him better than in a tag team with AJ Styles.
Yeah,
And
definitely.
for and if AJ Styles is finishing up, I don't know. I never thought of him as being a tag team wrestler, so we'll see what happens.
We then get a very bizarre segment.
Just one.
Stephanie McCurr is brought out by Michael Cole. She walks out with her foot in a brace, and I'm thinking, uh oh, that's not good.
Hmm.
Well, Stephanie McCurr is hurt. That is a shoot. But the problem is, I guess, she's cleared for contact. Meaning, they just did a fake title vacate angle for an injury that probably they don't think is that serious.
Huh. Well,
Because tell me when she walked out there with that boot on her foot that you didn't think she was going to vacate the belt.
Right,
And I thought, oh my God, they're going to put the belt on Nikki Bella. Please don't do this.
right.
Anyway,
It's a good thing you took notes, man, because I did not get any notes from this show, and if I tried to reconstruct it from memory, I'd be completely lost
by the
because
way, I
it was
did stop taking
unmemorable.
notes. I did stop
What?
taking notes at a couple of points because I was so fucking bored.
Oh, I know.
So there will be gaps. Um, Fuck it. Let's just talk about the main event. Uh,
All right,
wait,
fine.
wait,
There
no,
was
I
one
do
more
want to talk.
minute,
I do
but
want to talk about one thing. I do want to talk about one thing. Lyra Valkyria and Liv Morgan. I actually thought this match was really good for what it was. They gave them no time, but the match for what it was really good.
no time at all. Yeah,
They did what
and
they could with what they had.
think of all the crap that we had. Why in the world did they have to?
Cut that.
Right.
They speaking of shit they were promoting for a month. That match. How long were they promoting that match for this episode?
The main event.
No, Liv and Lyra. It's been like
Uh,
2 or 3 weeks.
yes, yes,
And that's all we got of it?
yeah.
Okay.
It felt like we were really shortchanged, and the main event. I mean, that in and of itself, they've been hyping this thing like it was going to be, you know, like you said, this was going to be the greatest event in the history of pro wrestling.
Like this was going to be better than sliced bread or something. Anyway, it wasn't. This main event was fine with a really stupid fucking finish.
Oh, the ending pissed people off. It made no sense. It
What
made
the
no.
fuck? I mean, what the fuck?
What are they going to do with Braun now?
So, in case you didn't see it, CM Punk and Braun Breaker. The match is really good for like 90% of it.
Which was Braun Breaker most of the time just handing CM Punk his ass.
And Punk was, to his credit as a professional,
Oh,
letting it happen.
he was just selling everything so well.
Punk was in on it. Like, Punk was good with it. Punk was not trying to bury the kid.
Absolutely not. CM Punk
Anyway,
usually has a good match with everybody.
Punk and him, Punk is just getting the shit kicked out of him. Division come out to interfere. Rey Mysterio and fucking the Goof Gang run out and intercept and run the other Goof Gang to the back. And so the Vision's chased to the back. And then out of nowhere, it seems, Braun looks like he's going to go for a spear. Punk catches him, hits a GTS, which we'd seen that spot once already in the match. So I thought Braun was going to kick out again. But instead, it's a 1-2-3. Punk retains out of
And
fucking
it
nowhere.
did it didn't look like a believable finish. It didn't look
Because
it
he'd
looked,
done it twice just like that.
exactly. It felt so contrived. Of course, it's all contrived. I know that, but you know what I mean.
This whole fucking
Whatever you
show is
want to call
contrived.
it,
Are you kidding
it
me?
disrupted. It was done in such a way that our suspension of disbelief was totally out the window.
This guy got his ass kicked for 20 minutes and then
Right?
won somehow.
I mean, our the believability is just completely. It's they don't even care. They're not even trying.
Speaking of unbelievable,
How does this help CM Punk? This kind of a win. How does this elevate him?
this just kind
Because
of makes him look like a dick.
well, think about his run. here, versus the run he had. He had some great matches in AEW up until things went haywire. But like I said, since he's been back in WWE,
Well, he's been booked like shit.
well, yeah,
From
they definitely put a ceiling on him creatively. They most definitely have.
it doesn't help that he's on Raw. That does not help. Anyway, let's talk about SmackDown, Russ.
SmackDown,
I thought this show was slightly less horrendous.
yeah, I did not hate the main event.
By the way, folks, Raw gets an F. I'm done with that fucking television program. I'm gonna watch it tomorrow, but I'm fucking done with that TV show.
Yeah, yeah. Just a spoiler alert. I had to. You see, SmackDown. I'm not going to say anything yet for anybody that didn't see it, but it was recorded in Germany. So well before it aired for us to watch, I had been looking at
I
news
I
feeds
saw it on the
on
live feed.
my news feeds, and I was well aware of the outcome before I watched the show.
I was watching it when it happened, and I right as the main event happened, my roommate was walking in the door, and I screamed, "Holy fucking shit!"
Yeah, yeah,
He's like, "What?" I was like, "Look at the TV, motherfucker." Anyway, this show kicked off with one Randy Orton. And
yes,
after that Raw show on Monday, I'll admit I was terrified going into this episode of SmackDown, thinking, oh no, oh no, oh no, they're going to do this to me again, aren't they?
yeah,
But he gets cut off by Trick Williams, who's clearly being positioned as a main eventer fucking immediately, which SmackDown needs a few of them, so that'll help.
yeah.
Orton threatens to beat the hell out of Trick. Trick doesn't give a shit. He ends up having a match with Ray Phoenix, who he makes look like a jabroni, and just absolutely kills him. Trick wins. We move on.
Yes.
We get a whole bunch of stalling.
Yeah.
We then had Alexa Bliss and Julia for the women's US title. This is a 3 hour show, folks. I did not write down all the backstage promo segments. I just didn't do it.
No, I mean, and there's only so many of them,
There's
especially
more and
with
more every
women,
week.
and they tend to be all the same, and they tend to be really boring as hell. Almost
Anyway, we had
all.
Alexa Bliss versus Julia. Uh, the crowd did not give a single fuck about this match.
Nope, nope.
They
They
were
were
in
dead as
Berlin, and
hell.
the crowd did not give a single fuck. They popped for Julia. I'll give them credit for that. They popped for Julia and nothing else, and Julia retained the title. So I guess Germany's happy for one more day. Speaking of shit they didn't care about, we then had the Wyatt Six versus the MFTs. Holy fuck. This
Oh
crowd
wow,
died.
this.
Talk about a crowd killer. Oh my god.
I
And
tell
this
you,
was
they need to find have in 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 trying to be in the most respectful way to the memory of Bray Wyatt. I think they got to find some halfway dignified way to put this thing to rest because I just don't, unless they're doing something I'm unaware of it, like, selling a lot of merchandise or something. I just, it's not working.
Russ, allow me to go on a side rant for a moment.
Go ahead.
After this mediocre as hell match that just did not matter, we get a video package for Oba Femi. I want to point out Oba Femi was the NXT champion going into the show on Tuesday.
Right.
Do you know how they got the title off Obafemi?
Yes, I know how they got the title off of Obafemi, but it sounded to me like I haven't heard anything this stupid since Vince Russo was writing for WCW.
It is worse than you think.
Yeah, it made no sense.
So this show opens with Oba coming out. He does his entrance. Okay? Are you following me so far? He stands there like this. The lights go out. Nobody sees anything. The lights come back on. He's gone. Title's there. No more Oba. And
Oh man,
then
right,
these fucking people,
right.
these idiots, have the
Mhm.
fucking nerve, the unmitigated gall to do a backstage segment where the GM of NXT, Ava, says she doesn't know what happened to Obafemi.
No idea. Absolutely no idea.
And then they do a segment later where she says, yeah, he signed with SmackDown.
This is just,
This is disgusting.
I know. I mean, and if you think that that's the worst of the show and it didn't get any worse from that point on, well, they were just recapping that. But that was not the stupidest thing that happened during SmackDown by far.
Oh my God, no.
And by the way, let me tell you something. I try to be sympathetic to talented people who are misused, underused, given bad gimmicks. And I tell you what, man, my heart hurt for Kit Wilson. I mean, the Kip, you know how I'm talking about?
Yes.
I mean, Pretty Deadly reminded me of the Iconics because in both cases I said, here's a couple of talented people who can talk pretty good and can wrestle really well. And they've been given a gimmick which has doomed them to failure. And now I'm looking at what they have him. I can't even describe it as so. I feel bad for him. I'm embarrassed for the dude.
Well, what wasn't embarrassing was we had Elba Fire versus Jordan Grace.
Yeah, there you
This
go.
was somehow a highlight on this show. I
Right.
don't know how we got here.
Well,
Uh,
because Alba Fire is, she's a superb wrestler. We were just talking about talent that was booked wrong, given gimmicks that didn't really work for him. You know, perfect example. Piper Niven too, who I understand is out with an injury right now.
well, anyway, Grace beats the shit out of Elba Fire. I mean, just pummels her into the ground. And
Afraid
then is
so.
confronted by Jade Cargill after all of one match. Huh?
Right. Mm-hmm.
Are we that shallow, folks?
Yeah, afraid so.
Is the division that thin?
I know, but they're making my girl Jade look stupid because she still hasn't defended that damn thing. And
buddy,
and and
but buddy, I got some news. I don't think she's beating Jordan Grace. I
well,
don't think
no
that's
way.
happening.
Well, she shouldn't. She shouldn't. Absolutely, But I think I know you're not a Jade Cargill fan, but I think you will agree that for what she is capable of doing, they certainly could be using her a hell of a lot better.
They should take the title off her. She never should have had it in the first place.
Well, it was not at this point in her career. No.
Maybe not
I,
ever. Anyway,
well, you see, I'm thinking long term. I think someone like Jade, you put her in with certain people, and then you put the title on her a year or two down the road when it'll mean more and make more money if you do things right and nobody gets hurt. Working
am I
with
the
the
only
road
one who was
people.
watching this show thinking, where in the hell is Bianca Belair?
Yeah, where was she? She's been hurt, hasn't she?
I guess so. I don't know. But were you not watching this thinking, where the hell's Bianca?
Yeah, she's
She hasn't come
missed
out here
definitely.
and whipped her hair at anybody lately. What the hell's going on? Uh,
That's right.
we then had Shinsuke
Well,
Nakamura
she
versus
probably
Carmelo
can't come
Hayes.
back. Carmella versus who?
Shinsuke Nakamura for the U.S. title. This match was very good.
Right. Yes, he is.
This
And
match was
you notice
incredible.
that you notice how much post match thing here. I one thing I've noticed that we've seen a lot more of in WWE and in AEW is the post and pre match handshake, good sportsmanship, without a swerve and without an attack. Where all of a sudden, I don't know if you've noticed, but there has been a lot more. At first, you see it so unusual, but now you're seeing it almost every show.
Yeah.
And I don't think this was just because it's a European audience, and it's more of a tradition there. AEW has been doing it quite a lot, even with people like John Moxley. Personally, I like it.
Well, we then get an announcement of a tournament. Yes, WWE is doing a tournament, folks. Don't blink now. You might fucking miss it because it's not a very long one.
That's right. They only got 8 people in this one, whereas AEW, you get like 111 or some shit.
Listen to these matches, Russ, and I want you to tell me where it all went wrong. The matches for this tournament that will end in a fatal four-way match. Randy Orton versus The Miz.
Okay, bye bye, Miz.
Matt Cardona versus Trick Williams. I got no damn clue who's going to win that.
Well, hopefully Matt Cardona,
I
but
haven't seen enough of them book either one of them, so.
that Trick Williams, boy, that guy can talk.
And he can wrestle.
Oh yeah, he can wrestle too. But I love to listen to him talking like a heel.
Damian Priest versus Solo Sikoa, and a winner is eating the pin in the four-way match.
Yeah,
And a rematch of Ilya Dragunov and Sami Zayn. Thank God they're doing that again.
yeah,
That'll
that
carry
could
the
be
show
really
next
good.
week.
Um, Solo Sikoa is a talented enough wrestler that I should be a whole lot more excited about seeing him. But I don't think that I don't think him or his group has been booked well. They just haven't been booked in a way that's consistently exciting and interesting to me. Uh,
I completely agree.
and it doesn't seem like the crowd is quite as over too. I mean, there's certain things that I hate every show, but the crowd loves them, so I understand why they do them. I do them too. But why do they continue to do things that aren't getting over?
Well, Russ, we're going to run out of time if we take too much longer here. Let's just talk about this stupid fucking main event.
All right.
That was fine. I get. I liked it for the first two stages, actually. The first two stages of this match, I liked. I like 3 stages of hell matches. I'm weird. I like best 2 out of 3 fall matches. Again,
Me
I'm
too.
weird.
2 out of 3 is great.
And this was a very good 3 stages of hell match for about 25 minutes. And then here comes fucking Jacob Fatu in a hood. And he says, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to ruin this fucking main event.
Mm-hmm.
And
And he
he
did.
starts beating the piss out of Drew McIntyre. And the crowd does not like this.
Right.
Cody goes to pull Fatu off McIntyre. You know what Cody gets in exchange for trying to get Fatu to stop hitting McIntyre? He gets hit himself, gets the shit beat out of him, and Drew drags his lifeless carcass out of the cage to win the third
Absolutely.
stage of hell. And somehow, by some fucking bizarro miracle,
Right.
finally this hell reign of Cody Rhodes is over. Thank God.
Yes.
Thank fucking God they got the belts off this
I
guy.
mean, I'm glad that Drew won, and it was a weird ending. I don't know. This since uh, Jacob Fatu was getting into it with Cody, uh, they still could find a way to turn Cody heel. I think, which would make him a lot more interesting. I think that's long
But when
overdue.
but when the match ended, were you not saying thank fucking God they got the belt off that guy?
Yeah,
Holy fuck!
no, I think it was overdue, and I'm very glad that Drew McIntyre is the champion. My
I do
wife,
not need to see Cody
that's
with
just
that
my
belt
wife's
again.
favorite wrestler, and
I do not need
I,
to see Cody with that belt again for a long time.
yeah, well, I hope we keep it on Drew, and I hope he has a long title reign. I don't know what they'll
He
do.
won't. I'm telling you, they're gonna do Roman and Cody at WrestleMania for the title.
Well, I hope that he's around for a while. I tell you what, when he walks around in that kilt, my wife thinks she's so damn hot. I swear to God, he gets mama warmed up for me. I tell you that right now. That's another. She gets the old mama purring like a kitten.
Russ, I
For
need
the
you to
old
rate
for the old
SmackDown.
for the old tomcat. To swoop in
Russ, I
there
need you to rate SmackDown.
and right. SmackDown, I would give a solid. Because I'd give it about a 7. Whereas I would give Raw about a 1 or a 2. But I'd give SmackDown a 7, maybe. Maybe
I'm giving
that's a little bit.
Dynamite a 9, by the way.
Oh, 7 or an 8. Yeah, no, because I did like the ending. I love the way the crowd was divided, you know, and the crowd was really into it. That part of the show. I hope that they play some of the footage of him appearing in his home country because I'm sure he got a king's welcome. He's
He'll get
like,
one in England next week too. I hope he's on Raw. He should be. Anyway, folks, that is gonna about do it for us. We're running out of time. Before we go, I will be on the Dames Marv show probably the day you're seeing this. So
all right, I'm looking
if
forward to
it's
seeing that.
if this comes out Sunday night, I'm on there tomorrow. If this comes out Monday morning, I will be on there today. So or if it's out in the afternoon, go watch it. It's already out. I was already there.
That's right.
Uh, and I will be there tomorrow. So thank you all so much for watching. That'll be it. Like, comment, subscribe. Russ, thanks for showing up for work today.
You
Damon,
bet.
play our music.